back in London with Niagara native Noah Reid. Noah, first time in the OHL Championship for you. It's going to be an exciting time. One game under your belt so far. Was it everything that you kind of experienced growing up and hoping that it would be?
Yeah, obviously it was really cool, watching games growing up back in Niagara. I think getting drafted here, coming here, watching games was obviously really cool, finally playing here, and such a big stage, it was really cool.
Playing last year with St. Catharines Falcons in the GOJHL, really good program down there. What was your development like down there, and why do you think that it prepared you so well coming here to London this year?
Yeah, they're the best down there. They got me ready to come here. They helped me so much with just the everyday lifestyle of junior hockey, junior habits. Put me through kind of like how junior hockey works, and it helped me a lot get here.
And as far as coming into training camp, obviously as a 10th round pick a few years ago, probably a chip on your shoulder, but it seems like the coaching staff and management said, if you show up with good tape, you'd be able to make the team. What were your thoughts going into camp, and then obviously making the team, and now how the season's gone for you?
Yeah, obviously going 10th round, a lot of 10th rounders don't make it, but that's a good thing about London. They don't really care what round you go. If you're good enough, they'll take you. And I think I just kind of worked hard ever since the draft, and finally got here, and it's been great ever since.
What was your mindset knowing that you had to wait a little bit, knowing that London doesn't necessarily bring guys up right when they're 16, so having to go down there for a year, but knowing that guys like, Cowan and Bonk and those guys have done that as well, and setting that precedent, knowing to keep your head up, what was that trying to transition like the last couple of years, and knowing that you'd get to this point at some point?
Yeah, obviously Mark and Dale and everyone here know what they're doing. They're the best in the business, and just listening to them and doing what they say, and they know what's best for the players they have, and just putting trust in the systems, and it all worked out.
And for you, getting an opportunity, 4 goals in the playoffs here, setting up Van Bommel for that goal in Game 1 last night was big, and then you got a big goal in the conference final against Kitchener. So, what have been your thoughts so far of stepping up in these big games and being given an opportunity?
Yeah, it's been huge. They put a lot of trust in me, and I'm really thankful for it. Every shift I get, I may not get a lot, but you go out there and just try to make the most of it and earn your next shift. And yeah, Van Bommel made a great play there and put it in the back of the net. It was awesome.
It's a little bit easier when you're an 18-year-old coming into this league, maybe as if you were 16, because you've been through experiences of deep playoff runs and knowing that you're not necessarily a young player, even though you're a younger rookie out there now turning 18 in January. What has that kind of helped you a little bit?
Yeah, 100%. Just going through, playing last year, going through a couple rounds in playoffs, and again here, and having so many guys who went so far last year, learning from them. They know a lot, so I think just listening to them, learning from them, it's going to help me a lot this year and down the run.
A few quickly for you here about the coaching staff and the players. Like, who are some guys that you're really leaning on here that have kind of helped you along here and made your transition so seamless?
Yeah, I think they've all been great, from the coaches to the older guys to all my buddies down here. It's been unbelievable. They've all helped me so much. All the older guys have been unreal, showing what it takes to win and what it takes to, go out there and, get the job done.
Being a St. Catharines boy, I got to ask you, 2016, that OHL Championship still hurts a little bit for those in Niagara with, you obviously lost to the London Knights in 2016. And do you remember going to some of those games? And when you look at it, is it a little bit awkward for you seeing that up in the rafters, knowing that you were cheering on the other side?
Yeah, I don't think it's awkward. I think it was just pretty cool going to watch those games. Obviously a really good London team back then, and it was pretty cool watching all those players play.
St. Catharines native Noah Reid here in the OHL Championship with the London Knights. Noah, congratulations, continued success, and look forward to seeing what you're doing.
Thank you.